There are like number of people out there who text me and they ask me, and especially young adults and people who just have entered their adolescence. They text me and they ask me, as an aspiring psychologist, what do you think is the right way to approach life? And I think it's a very big and tough question. So I have done all of my research work and I'm here to share that idea with you. So let's get started. You are on Talk of the Folks with me, Upasana. So let's go. You might have seen some of the people out there who are in their adulthood and they make big mistakes and then they suffer the consequences. I mean, why? So the answer to this why is very simple, that simply they just don't know themselves, and they don't and I personally feel that until and unless you don't know yourself and what's going around you, then definitely you are just gonna see all the defeats in your life. So where do we start from, and how do we approach, how do we get the right approach toward whatever we see and towards ourselves? I hear this a lot, that people say that your personal life has nothing to do with your professional life, and people might find this right or useful for them. But I personally don't think it that way, because I think that if a person is able to manage and gather his personal life, then that person will be potentially will be very good at his professional life. So if you don't know yourself personally, like what kind of person you are, you like to go out or you like to stay in, or what kind of people you like to stay around, and what are your choices, what are your likes and what are your dislikes, what are your qualities, your good qualities, your bad habits, and everything around you. And if you really know it, it means a lot, and you definitely are someone who can reach your utmost potentials. But if you don't, then no big issue there. You can, like, you can learn a lot about it. I know there are like number of approaches you can apply to yourself, but you should go for most simplified versions of yourself, not yourself, but simplified approaches you can follow. So okay, so there is something which I really want to share with you. Like, there are two things, when you know what are your good qualities and what are your bad habits and everything, you can, someone can be punctual and someone cannot be a punctual person. But then if you think, okay, so the first step is accept it, that this is your good habit, this is your bad habit. You cannot do this and you can do this. Like, you are very good at doing stuff, whatever it is, whatever your thing is. Firstly, accept it. When you'll accept it, half of the things are solved. So accept it, and then if you think after accepting it that this particular thing or this particular quality you are having is letting you down, or maybe this is not working for you, and you are unable to reach your highest potential, then trust me, bro, leave it. Leaving means you can change it, or you can find a better approach towards it. And the second thing which I do is that when I know that these are my ordinaries and usual, then I keep it black and white with all the people out there who are with me doing any kind of work, or any kind of if I'm having any kind of work relationship with them, or any kind of relationship with them, I keep it very simple, that I am this kind of person, and I might have these flaws, and I might have when I get into a particular stage where I have to work with someone, so I tell them that this is the thing I might be good at, I know I am good at, and these are the things which I where I lag. And now comes the part where you are going to understand yourself better, where you are going to get all the odds, all the events about yourself, and you will get to know what kind of person you are. And I really as a psychologist, maybe I don't know, if I was, even if I wouldn't be a psychologist, a psychology student, I would definitely be very intrigued about what kind of person I am. So there, definitely you also want to know what kind of person you are, where you fits well, where what kind of things you don't like, and what kind of what kind of work out there is definitely for you. So there is a 16 personality test, which is Briggs test, and you can perform it. The link is in the description. A 16 personality base is based on, you know, 4 division, that is mind, energy, nature and tactics. So basically mind is about what is extraversion and what is introversion, and where you personally fall in, you know, extraversion and introversion. So extraversion are those people who love group activities and they think while they speak and they get energized by social interaction, while on the other hand introvert people are introversion, you know, is where people like solitary activities, they think before they speak, and sometimes they get exhausted by the social interactions. And the second is energy. So energy is about intuitiveness and sensing. Intuitiveness means what kind of person you are when it comes to imagination, and if you rely on your intuitions, and if you are absorbed in ideas or you focus on what might happen next. And sensing is when you are down to earth, you rely on your senses more than on your intuition, and you focus on what has happened. So which is very important, you should know what kind of person you are, like if you are intuitive or you are a sensing kind of personality, you have a sensing kind of personality. And then comes nature, what kind of nature you have, either you fall on thinking or you fall on feeling. So if you fall on thinking, then you are tough and you follow your mind and you focus on objectivity and rationality. On the other hand, if someone falls on feelings, then that person is very sensitive, that person follow their hearts and focus on harmony and cooperation. Then comes the fourth division, that is tactics, what kind of person you are when it comes to, you know, analyzing people. You could be judging or you could be perceiving. Judging people are decisive, they are, you know, they prefer clear rules and guidelines, they see deadlines as sacred and see you know, seek closureness. And when it comes to perceiving, people who are, you know, who have high perceiving percentage are good at improvising, prefer keeping their own options open, and they are relaxed about their, you know, their work, and they kind of seek freedom. So these are the 4, you know, aspect where you can fall. Okay, so when you start the test, that particular test will ask but there will be a certain given statement, and you will have to choose on the scale of, I guess, 7, which is 3 on agreement and 3 on disagreement and 1 neutral, which is you don't know, maybe you can fall on either of the categories. Sometimes, you know, it is disagreement and sometimes it is agreement. And there are like dots, which the bigger dot more towards agreement, the bigger agreement is the bigger dot, and the lesser agreement is the smaller dot. And so you're gonna choose all these options. So when you will go, when you will, you know, click on the description, there is the test given, the link of the test is given. So if when you will, you know, go at that particular test, you will find all the statements out there, and you're gonna perform the test. And you know, the most important thing which I personally as a pursuing psychologist can, you know, give a tip is that don't lie. You know, you cannot be dishonest with yourself, so be truthful and think about it. You know, you don't have to think about a particular situation, what you do in general, you have to talk about it. And I would say don't, you know, be indecisive about a lot of stuff, and try to be very clear about yourself. You know, you can gather a lot of information about yourself. You know, sit in a calm and, you know, relaxing position, and try to keep yourself distant when you do this test. And there should be no distractions and no disturbances while you are performing this task. So yeah, you will get a particular and perfect you know, your personality type. Okay, so there are 4 divisions again, and these divisions are about the personalities. So there are analysts, diplomats, sentinels and explorers. When it comes to analysts, there are 4 subtypes of analysts, and there are architects, logicians, commanders and debaters. The 4 subdivisions of diplomats are advocate, mediator, protagonist and campaigner. And 4 subdivisions of sentinels are logicians, defenders, executives, consuls. Explorer, there are 4 subdivisions of explorer: virtuoso, adventurer, entrepreneur and entertainer. So let me know where you fall use this test and do this task, and trust me, this is definitely gonna be very useful for you. Know yourself better, what kind of person you are, what kind of where you fall, like if you're an extrovert or you're an introvert. Okay, there is some kind of misconception I want to talk about. When it comes to extrovert people, people think that extrovert people are some kind of people who share a lot about their personal lives. But trust me, I am an extrovert and I don't do that. And there are like number of extroverts out there who are very good at speaking and who are very good at interactions and everything, but they don't share their personal life. So there is a myth about extroversion which I want to talk about. So if I talk about the perks of this particular test, is that when we are in our 17s or 16s, maybe we are quite confused, and maybe when we are and especially those kids who are in 10th standard or in 12th standard, they are quite confused about what kind of career path they should choose. And sometimes they not everyone has a very strong role model. So there are like lot of people out there who are indecisive, and it's okay to be indecisive. But the more you will know about yourself is the more clarity you will have about yourself. And I think there are like two type of people in this world: who are stupid and who don't have the exact or appropriate knowledge. And stupidity is when you just deny everything and you live in your own world, and you don't want to have that knowledge, you don't want that understanding. And then there are people who don't have the access to knowledge, and they are not stupid, it's just they don't have the the right approach toward knowledge, and when they will get it, they'll bloom. So I think if you really need it, then yeah, definitely you should do this. And I think everyone out there should do this personality test, because the better you know yourself, the better you perform in every aspect of your life. So till the next video, do this and be happy and stay healthy. So till then, take care. Bye bye.